What's up, Mortgage Coach community? I am with two good friends, amazing industry leaders, Don Goettling and Gino. I always get your Frontani.
Fronti, close enough.
Just easy.
I've never called him by his last name. It's always Gino. What's up, Don and Gino? So it's not like I got the last name off the top.
Gino.
It's okay. They always confuse us that Don and Gino call me Gino, or Gino's not around. And it's like, hey, where's Gino? I'm like, I don't know. We're not attached at the hip most of the time, but not always.
A lot worse. In fact, the latest at PRMG is Team Dino. Yep. That is the new fun stuff that we're going through.
Good, guys. Well, I headlined this around crushing spring home buying season. And for audience, one of the reasons I did that is I've interviewed Don many a times over the course of more than a decade, like in the early days of the, well, no, I've known you for multiple decades,
Right.
For more than 20 years. But when I started the YouTube channel probably 15 years ago, and in the early days, I interviewed you a lot as a top producer. You at the time, probably even before you were a branch manager. Don is now, a regional leader, but he had one of my all-time favorite quotes. I would interview loan officers on Mortgage Coach, and Don was, Mortgage Coach? Why do you use Mortgage Coach, Don? And he would go, to crush your competition. And so I figured crushing the spring home buying season. So guys, also a little sidebar about Don. He is a former professional motorcycle racer, which is, I think, pretty cool. And
Except
Gino,
for the 36 broken bones.
yeah, there you go. You got me beat. I do not want to compete with you on that. And Gino is a competitive home chef.
Yeah.
He will beat most people cooking all kinds of food. What's your favorite thing to cook, Gino?
Beef by far.
He's a barbecue master.
Every which way and shape and form. Would love to, mostly on the grill though. That's really where I mastered the art. Being from Argentina, that was kind of like in the genetics. So it's a lot of fun. And we have our partner, our operations manager, Kevin, is my teammate, and we go out on the competitive barbecue circuit a little bit. We've got a three-peat championship at one of the events, and it's pretty fun.
Oh, that is awesome. Actually, I did know that. So we got a pro cook, we got a pro motocross dirt bike rider. Did you ride for Honda?
I rode for a bunch of different ones, but just, various various manufacturers, racing motocross and supercross. And now I'm on a Husky.
Oh, sweet. Team Husky.
Yeah, rockstar Husky.
Sweet. So let's talk mortgage. Let's talk spring home buying season. I know, one of the reasons why you timed the Momentum Builder conference in February was to prepare for spring home buying season.
Absolutely.
We got to get prepared. Some people who are watching this are probably going to that event next week, but most people who are watching it aren't going to the event. So what are the things that loan officers need to do to prepare to crush spring home buying season?
Great question, David. Thanks for having us on, buddy.
We'll just go back and forth.
Okay.
If you've got questions, put your questions down below.
Yeah.
And if you got ideas, like we leave something off, let's create a checklist. Just like if you're a manager, it's like, hey, here's everything I need to prepare my sales force.
Yeah, we're open for.
If I'm a loan officer, this is my crush spring home buying season, crush competition checklist.
All right. Well, I'll just start off. Gino's got some great ads, but the main thing is why we started it in February, March, and called it Momentum Builder, is to start off your year on the right foot, because we just usually go through a slow time during the end of the fourth quarter, and then head into the first quarter, pretty slow times. And you get excited about the beginning of the year. Everybody is like, I'm going to have my best year ever. I got my goals, I got set. And then by February, you're not quite hitting those goals for two reasons. One, you might not have changed your habits. And two, it's not usually the best time of the year. So our goal with bringing rock stars like you, Dave, and all the industry leaders is to give you the tactics to make sure you can crush 2023, because basically your earnings season hasn't hit yet. That's why we call it crushing spring buying season for 2023. Is let's get you set up for that. And what's nice is, like you, we made sure that there's no fluff, just great tactics and strategies that are good for today's market. And that's what everybody's bringing at this event. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So one
Well,
thing I
guys,
would
but
say-
I want to make a checklist of that. Like, what are the things people need to do?
So let's start with what I think is number one, Dave, and it's mindset. And I know that's coined and maybe cliche or whatever, but if you're not good here, nothing else is going to work. No tip, no strategy, no checklist, nothing's going to work if you don't feel good about yourself, confident in yourself, confident in the team around you. So number one, evaluate your landscape and check your mindset, right? See who's around you. Are you in a circle of people that are confident, happy, ready to crush this? Or are you in a toxic environment? And if you're in a toxic environment, change that quickly. So that's the first thing, is you have to evaluate your environment and make it a great place to be. Now, if you're already in that space, you're already in a good place, then you could start attacking one by one the things you need to do to create activity, because activity will create results.
Okay, so check your mindset. So we just put that on the check, and anyone watching this, the tactical there is obviously do a little self-assessment. And for all you managers, go around and do a talent review. Make a little chart of the people on your team, and one of those columns should be, mindset. Does this person have a growth mindset in this market? Just because someone had a growth mindset in 2020 and 2021 and they were killing it, doesn't mean they have a growth mindset in February of 2023. So let's score our talent. Think of this, in Google Docs spreadsheet. Let's rank on a scale of 1 to 5. Let's just say 5 is this person's ready to go and they got the right mind, and score your team. So, okay. And individuals, boom. So guys, what's the next thing on the checklist? We got mindset, scale of 1 to 5. What else?
Mindset, he's huge. And then just your segment alone, Dave, is imperative because it's utilizing the tools that are available. You always have great tools, and you have 2 rock star, professionals that we've known forever. You work with side by side on a regular basis, and Kelly Zitlow and Sean Herrero. Both are still $100 million plus producers in this market. And what's cool is they're sharing their strategies, because they had to, like all of us, we've all been challenged in this market. Everyone, how you reinvent yourself. And Kelly's going to show you how to create, an amazing experience for your client. Above all, because it's really about relationships. It's not about transactions, about building relationships. She's great at it. And Sean is teaching you how to be efficient, how to have the scripting, and how to build your business with a small team. Everybody's had to downsize. He knows how to crush 100 million with like no one. He's got like a little tiny team, but he crushes it. And just your segment alone is worth it, let alone the other, 15 great speakers we have, just to give you a tip the iceberg to start.
Okay, so let me try to poll, guys, because I want to give everybody a checklist.
3. I think you just hit 3 check boxes on that one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to just give 1 or 2. So, and I am going to call it advice. Make sure that the person that's I know how to give advice in this market. And remember, there's a couple different tests I would do to say, like, 1, do you know how to make a case for a first-time home buyer to get into escrow right now? Are you able to show them a rent versus own analysis? Are you able to share the data on why buying a home, it's the time to buy a home? So, know the data, be able to educate with data. Are you able to do that with a move-up buyer? Like I've said it over and over, probably going to be saying it for this whole quarter, but 63% of every mortgage in America starts with 2% or 3%. And then there's another 20% that starts with 4%. So 80% of the mortgages in America are a whole lot better than what rates are today. And by the way, what rates might be this entire year. So do you know how to give advice to a move-up buyer that's going to help them make a good decision should they move up? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to tell the marry the home, date the rate story? Are you able to help people realize that, buy your home today, lock in your rate, don't lock in your rate, rent a rate, and buy the home, marry the home, and then you can refinance, you can date rate. do you know how to do those three things? And do you know how to do advice? You know, Don called out that we're going to have two amazing advisors on stage, Kelly Zitlow and Sean Herrera. So advice, check. Not Don, we're going to go to you, Gino. What's another check? Like, what's another thing that people need to do?
Have a coach, some kind of coach, whether it's your branch manager, another work colleague, if you can't afford a coach, group coaching. There's plenty of group coaching. Be part of a Facebook group, have community. Shoot, in fact, be part of our Momentum Builder community. Have community and have a coach. The best people in the world, all the best sports stars in the world. Russell Wilson had Trevor Moawad. Michael Johnson had a coach. Everybody has a coach for a reason, because when you're down or when something goes wrong, the coach will pick you up and put you back on the path that you designed. In fact, one of my friends is going to be at the event. It's Brett Figueroa. In 2009, when things were really difficult, or 2008, 2009, things were really, really difficult. I was having a bad day, and I went into Don and I told him I was quitting the industry. And lo and behold, like within 48 hours, this coach magically appeared in our office, and Brett helped me out of that funk. And look at all the success we've had after that. Can you imagine if I would have quit that day and I didn't have a coach? So one thing to do in 2023 to succeed is have a coach.
So guys, I totally agree. Put that on the list and then score. You know, how productive is that relationship? Do I have the right relationship? Do I need to expand? You know, do I need a coach and mentors? I have built my professional career masterminding, you know, having coaches, masterminding. That's why I go to events like yours. Is there's a lot of value from stage, and there's even more value with the interaction we have outside the stage, whether it's at dinners, at lunches. Not saying anybody would go do the pool, you know, during an amazing event like yours, but
That's why we do it in February, Dave.
yeah, yes. But there is a lot of value at these events from a coach. So we got three things on the checklist. I know there's a lot more than three. So Don, what's the next thing we want to put on our checklist here?
Okay, if you don't mind, Dave, I want to tie into what you two just were talking about, the value of coaching and masterminding. That is the main reason for Momentum Builder, just so you know, is because like Gino, we go through sometimes, all of us, like especially this last industry slowdown, everybody's like, should I even be in this business? I don't even know if I like this business. How do I do this business again? I quit this business at one time myself because I was trading dollars for hours and I was running out of hours. And luckily, and I quit. I'm like, this is stupid business. I don't have enough hours to make the money I want to make. And somebody goes, well, you're doing it all wrong. If you get aligned with the right knowledge, the right coaching, and the right tools, you can be successful in this business, make a lot of money and enjoy it. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? And fortunately, somebody like basically 2 decades ago introduced me to you, Todd, Barry, and a lot of other great mentors that changed my career. And that's why we opened up Momentum Builder. Is we wanted to give everybody the same resources I got that gave me a shortcut. It made me enjoy the business, be successful in business. So that's why Momentum Builder started, is to give all of you these tools, these speakers, and these connections to change your career.
So what is that? Network?
Yeah. Networking and tools. I mean, having all the resources. I guess it's find the resources is going to help you. Not everybody uses the same resources. Not everybody uses the same coaching. Not everybody gets, motivated the same way, but find your path so that you can really enjoy it. Like if I didn't use more, everybody in our team used MortgageCoach, Dave, and it's a no-brainer. We're confident what how we give advice because of tools like that. And if you aren't using it, you're like, oh, how do I explain that? Like you said. So it's all these tools and resources and knowledge. I mean, all the interviews that you do, Dave. I just watched another one today with Josh Metal. I mean, it's over and over. The one you did with Dan Keller, and I can go on and on, are game changing. So they need to be connected with people like you, people with, like Gino said, with this community of doers, givers, and successful people. So networking, yeah.
I'm going to pull up and show a slide in a minute, but let's try to get a few more from you guys. And then, we're going to really net this out. If you're on this call and you want the definitive checklist to prepare for spring home buying season, I'm going to try to really put something down between these two. Which one of you wants to give another item on the checklist?
I'm
Something
going to have one.
that has to be on this list.
Have a plan. Have a strategy.
Right?
Have a plan or a strategy, because then you could stick to it. And so when you feel lost and when you feel overwhelmed and when you have problems, go back to the plan. That's what you do, but have a plan. So I guess maybe earlier we should have said, build a plan if you don't have one, but have a plan. And if you don't have one at the event, there'll be plenty of inspiration and mentors to give you one. But definitely one of the things you have to have is have a plan.
Well, and this event, Gino, is going to give you multiple strategies to help you create the plan that suits you, because you're going to listen to these great speakers that are implementable and actionable today. Like it's for today's market, not like what happened in 2021. It's what's working today, and they're proving it, and they're going to give you those strategies, and you can put them into your plan and have a plan. Like you said, you listen to some of these speakers, you're going to go, I know I should be doing it. Oh, I can do that. It's going to, I mean, it's just amazing. That's why we have so many great speakers in different topics, whether it's, marketing, whether it's scripting, whether it's motivation, whether it's knowledge. I mean, Barry's bringing the 3 top economists in the world to the event, so we all understand the market, so we can articulate it to our agents and our buyers and help our agents articulate it to their buyers and sellers.
That goes back to what Dave's been preaching all year, is to be an advisor.
Yep.
You can't be an advisor if you don't have the knowledge. So how about be a student?
Yeah. So guys, I want to pull up a framework real quick. This is something that will be part of my presentation when I open up before I bring Kelly and Sean on. But, be a data-driven mortgage advisor. And this is a compass. Due north, and the North Star is, be a mortgage coach, deliver advice, not price. Due south is turn your database into your data bank. I mean, if you are not using a CRM, you're just not as valuable as you could be to realtors, and you're losing more loans than you're gaining. Due west, know the data, educate with data. Barry's going to share a lot of information on that. There's lots of free resources. Anyone watching this, you can go to the Keeping Current Matters blog. I'm a big fan of that for all you mortgage coaches. Great watch. But there's just tons of great content out there. And then, due east is know your numbers. And, that kind of fits into what Gino said, the plan, win by noon. Just about every day I wear a shirt from the Win by Noon store. So, you can get these. You can actually go to savageinsights.com, get a direct link to both the Mortgage Coach shirt and the No Bar Left Behind shirt.
I love that shirt, by the way. I was checking it out before when we were getting on. I was like, man, I dig that shirt. I need to get me one of those.
Yeah, well, one, you can buy them at the Win by Noon store, and all the proceeds go to nonprofit. I'm very close to launching my nonprofit that I'm co-founding with Kristen Messerly and Todd Bookspan. It's going to be called FirstHomeIQ.com. You guys can actually go to that. It is a true nonprofit, and just get on the list if you want to be in on the ground floor of launching this new nonprofit called FirstHomeIQ.com. Check it out. So what else needs to be on the list, guys? We got another 10-ish minutes, and what else is missing? So if we're going to go through our Salesforce, I'm a branch manager. I'm going to put a name down: mindset, advice. They've got coach and accountability. Like, what's a tactic or skill or specific thing that people need to be doing?
Fill your calendar. No empty spaces. Empty spaces don't bring results.
Okay, so how many meetings a week, and how full should the calendar be with realtor meetings right now?
Ideally, at least one face-to-face a day.
Okay.
Which will probably take approximately 5 to 10 calls a day. So you're going to make 50 calls a week to get 5 appointments. Now, if calls are too hard for you, do you think you could use modern technology and maybe just text people? Text is very inoffensive and people respond very well. So I use a strategy called text 20. To text 20 people, the phone will ring off the hook within minutes. So
love that. But by the way, I just realized you've got Salvador Dali, Persistence of Time in the background.
Yeah.
That's one of my all-time favorite paintings from Salvador Dali.
yeah, no, mine too. Even from when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I always loved it. College, I always loved it. So
I had that picture in our house until I think about 2 years into being married with my wife, and she decided that I had a couple Salvador Dalis in the house, and they got moved to different places, and don't get lost.
I had the plastic poster that was like a picture, and those got eliminated too. So I stepped up to a really nice one, and that one gets to stay in the house.
You might have inspired me to get a new Salvador Dali that my wife will let me keep in the house.
I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link. This is a good one.
Okay, yeah, send me the link to the good one, bro.
Yeah.
So if you're on this and you're watching this, Ronald Cochran, we are looking forward to seeing you, my man, or Roland. Can't wait to see you, Roland. And anyone else coming, you see Jonathan Roach just weighed in. If anybody has a question for these guys, or anybody has something that we're not having on the list, I know, seeing that Jonathan Roach is watching this, I know Jonathan would be telling everybody, he would talk about mindset, although he would talk about it negative versus positive, but he would just say, you starting your day right, like do a little audit. How do you score yourself? Are you eating the right foods? Are you starting right? Are you really getting your head straight to win in this market?
I love what you talked about this morning about gratitude. Start with gratitude.
Oh, did you see that this morning?
Yeah, it was great. I reckon you'll be seeing me use it on stage. Trust us.
Well,
I took notes. I'm like, this is good stuff.
Well, I was like, I watched that Tom Brady thing. I literally saw it as it hit social media, and he did that video. And I'm like, first of all, you couldn't help but feel for the dude. Like, what a competitor, what a beast. Yeah. And you can see how hard it was to leave this sport that he loves so much, and knowing, like, think about what he did. He retired last year, did the whole thing. His wife leaves him. I mean, he's truly, married to the sport, and then he gives it a season. He balls. He can still go more, but he finally left. And and I just thought to myself, I'll never have to retire. And I love what I do. Mm-hmm. Never have to retire. So it did pump me up personally.
To talk about Jonathan a little bit, Jonathan personally coached Don and our team at Finance of America last year. And the one thing that I think Don and I are excellent at, and he preaches, and I think it's so important, is to bring energy, like high energy every day. You have to. You can't come into this thing asleep. There will always be somebody outworking you if they have more energy than you. So you got the reason he says to start your day right is because you have to have a routine. You have to have disciplines. You have to, go to sleep. You got to eat right. You got to work out. You got to do all those things. Don and I meet at the gym at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning every day almost. And that gets our day right. That we have our first meeting of the day before most people even open their eyes.
Wow. Well, right on, brother.
Well, also, Dave, they're going to, everybody's got to learn how to use media in some way. You do it every day on a regular basis, and everybody's got to learn the best strategies on how to get yourself out there, how to be seen. There's a lot of competition out there. So how do you use media? And, you got Craig Sewing that's going to be there with American Dream TV. You got Neil Dingra, who's the master of utilizing Instagram and posting. You got Renee Rodriguez. We've all gone through his class on how to build influence and how to properly relay your message.
Bottom line is just you're going to go and you have a bunch of great tools, and you have to pick what's right for you to implement. You've got to pick what's right for you and implement. So that tip that I gave earlier, Dave, about the fill your calendar, I got that at an event just like this.
So let's do this. I'm going to pull up the event, and I want folks, realize that, yeah, we would love to have many folks. It's not too late to sign up. You go to momentumbuilder.com. We'll put a link down below if you're watching this on YouTube. It is next week. So, let's go. Last chance.
We just opened up the room block for more rooms at Caesar's Palace.
We got more rooms.
Plus the networking parties alone are worth it.
Let's close with that, guys. Let's close with
Okay.
that. Right now, I want to just give cost-free value. So anyone watching this, when I look at Barry, I think of know the data, educate with data, and that do less, and you're going to get it. I think of Todd, high trust selling. Guys, put high trust selling as a criteria on your list. I mean, if you've ever gone through that, and remember, if you're a branch manager, where does every person on your team on a scale of 1 to 5 rate from a high trust selling perspective? Renee Rodriguez, the captain of influence, Mr. Amplify. Where are you at? And where do you rank yourself in your ability to communicate and influence one to many? Neil, absolute king of social media, one of the leaders in how to influence and how to get attraction on that. I'm not sure. I know Cindy, she's a total baller, but I'm not sure what is she going to talk about?
She's going to basically talk about taking it to the next level, because she helps the women in the mortgage industry take their game to another level, which is really good. And she was super excited to speak at this event. So she's bringing it.
Sweet. So we got Roland. I mean, clearly one of the leaders in helping you develop your authentic brand, and 2, helping you really connect your heart to the business that you're in. So you're really delivering an authentic business, just like the way I am right now, and how grateful I am that I never have to retire. Like, it's a really special place to be. And Roland puts on workshops, does coaching to help people connect their business to their purpose. So you truly have a job you never want to retire from.
I defined last year retirement as working with who I want to, when I want to, doing it when I want to do it. That's retirement.
I like that. Cindy Ertman, man, she could teach and train on anything she wants.
Right.
Kills it on social media. She is an advisor, she's a mortgage coach. Like, when you think of the data-driven mortgage advisor, Cindy can deliver it all. I'm not going to talk about this dude.
He's a baller.
Yeah, but Kelly Zitlow, another iconic top producer, does over 100 million in production, is a leader, trainer. Craig, how to build a brand, how to build a story. Another social media rock star, how to get engagement, how to build a brand. I'm not going to go through every single person, but guys, this is going to be an incredible event. It's going to be a special place to network and partner. It's not too late, register today. Go to momentumbuilder.com, click on register today. Oh, look, we got a detailed agenda. So anyone that needs to see what the actual agenda looks like, you guys, and by the way, you guys, you did a great job of building this out. If you could update instead of just Dave Savage, let's call it the 6 megatrends of $100 million producers.
Yeah.
6 megatrends of $100 million producers. That's what I'm going to talk about, y'all. All right, so let's see.
It'll be changed in a few minutes.
I like this, man.
I mean, you could see Dave you've known us for a really long time, and we've shared many dinners together, and you've seen how this continues to grow. And it continues to grow because of the community that we have. Because every time people go there, they learn, they talk about it, they feel great about it. And next year it's going to get bigger. And this year there was a lot of challenges because people financially had to make a serious commitment to be there. And we know that it's not easy to commit and invest in yourself. That's really what this is. This is investing in yourself and investing in your future. So we really commend everybody that's going to be there with us. We know it's the elite of the elite. And that's also referenced by our VIP tickets are almost sold out.
What's the cost for the hotel room? Just so anyone who's thinking about booking a last minute flight.
I think it's a couple hundred per night. And then
How much?
I
How
think
$190.
it's 200 a night.
Okay, so
199 or 195, something like that.
So super killer venue, couple $100 a night, and hang out with some of the top mortgage people in the country.
Well, we can cut you actually can cover the first night because you can give them Savage 2023 and that's $200 off. So there's our first night covered. So if they use Savage 2023 when they register, they'll get $200 off.
And how much is the event?
The event, that'll get them in, I believe, for either $395 or $495. Normally it was $895, but we discounted it because we want to influence more people and during these challenging times. So we lowered the price for everybody.
And then you level it up.
All right, guys. So if you have questions and you're watching this on YouTube, put them down below. For that, I answered some of the questions that had come in via text and via online. Anything else you guys want to say? And it could be on behalf of the event, and it could also just be like more advice as coaches, because you guys are coaches, you're leaders, you're managing a team in the mortgage business operating. Anything else to crush spring home buying season? Anything else?
Gino kind of hit the nail on the head about being around like the mindset piece. It helps to be around other like-minded people. And what we've seen by the people that are going, the companies that are going, and the leaders that are going, it's the right people. These are the people that are going to make it to the other side of this, and hanging out with them and engaging with them and seeing their energy and sharing your energy with them. It's going to get you pumped up for 2023 big time. Besides the speakers giving you great knowledge, but we have networking. I mean, with the first night is a networking event. We have an hour and a half of getting everybody pumped up with a bunch of the speakers explaining what they're going to bring to the table. And then we have a networking party. And then the next day is a full day of just value add. VIPs get lunch with exec panel, day 2 with Todd Duncan. And then after day 1 on Tuesday, we had a VIP party. You've been to it, Dave. It's rocking. We've got freaking DJ music and food and fun and entertainment. And that's networking. It's all about networking with your peers and having fun and getting motivated. And we all know that's some of the best parts of these events. And we're making sure it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Now I'm going to speak to those that can't make the event. So if you can't make the event and you're going down the checklist of the things that we said, and you go down those things, at the end, the most important thing is do something. Do something. You cannot just sit back and wait for business. That is not the market we're in. You must do something. You must be fierce. You got to attack, and you got to go get it because others are.
Cool. Well, guys, I can't wait to be there in person. I'm honored that I was invited.
Always love hanging with you.
This event. Really appreciate the leadership you've done in the Mortgage Coach community. You've not only been leaders who use our platform, both Sales Boomerang and Mortgage Coach, but you've mentored a lot of loan officers that have become mortgage coaches and that are, data-driven mortgage advisors. So I'm
required by law.
Have you as leaders in this community, and I'm grateful to call you both friends.
Oh, right back at you, Dave. And thank you for doing this, because our goal is to reach out to as many as possible. Because we need it more than ever right now. This is one of the most challenging markets since 2008, but so much opportunity on the other side of this. And we know that because I've been in a few of these cycles, as you have, Dave, and it just makes you stronger, smarter, and better for the next round. And this is a great way to do it. So we hope to see many of you out there.
Hey, one last closing thought for anyone that watched this, that you're going to the event already, forward this along. What makes this event better at this point is to have more awesome, growth-minded, ambitious mortgage people at this event. So, forward this over to them and tell them, hey, you should be here. You would get value and you would give value. One last closing thought. Oh, go ahead.
It's just to those that can't make it. We want you all to be there. We absolutely want you all to be there. And I didn't ask permission to do this, Don, but if you can't make it for XYZ reason, do yourself a favor, still be part of the community. Go to the iOS store or go to the Google Play Store and download the Momentum Builder app. Interact with people. We're all going to be there. We're going to be part of a community. We'll all be able to talk to each other. We'll be able to share. There's a feed that's a social, and it's also the Momentum Builder tribe.
And then we're going to work on engaging you all year long with motivation, inspiration, knowledge, tools, books, webinars, you name it, and Dave Savage. So it's worth it just right there.
Right on. Gentlemen, see you guys.
Looking forward to seeing you in a few days, buddy.
Take care, everybody. Give this a like. Share this with your mortgage friends. If you don't already, subscribe to the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel. Take care, y'all.
All right.